Welcome back, friends. So we saw in our earlier video how to calculate compound interest, the formula for compound interest when you are asked to compound it annually, or in other words conversion period is annual in nature. Now let us assume that your principal is 10,000, your rate of interest is 6% per annum, and you are asked to compound half yearly. Okay, you are asked to compound half yearly. The time period, the overall time period for which the loan is given is 3 years, right? So the time period is 3 years. You are asked to compound half yearly. The rate of interest is 6%. The initial principal is 10,000. So how do you calculate this? See, I am insisting that you have been asked to compound half yearly. So the conversion period is half year. So what you have to do is, you have to first convert your rate of interest from annual to half year. Here the rate of interest is 6% per annum. So when you convert it for half year, right, half yearly is 1/2 of the year, isn't it? So when you have 6% annually, it becomes 3% half yearly. So for compound interest amount calculation, right, the rate of interest R is equal to 3. Okay, R is equal to 3% half yearly. All right. Now the time period given is 3 years. So how many half years are there in 3 years? You have 6 half years, isn't it? So T time period here is 6 and not 3, right? Because in the formula T denotes the conversion period. And here you have been told that you have to calculate compound interest compounding half yearly. Okay. So the period, number of years given in the question is 3 years. Since the conversion period is half yearly, what you have to do is you have to convert 3 years into so many half years, right? In 1 year you have 2 half years. So in 3 years you have 6 half years. Hence T is equal to 6. Now you know the formula for compound interest. Compound interest amount equal to principal P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole power T. So substituting here, it is 10,000 into 1 plus 3 by 100 the whole power 6. Okay, so this you have to solve and you will get an amount. This is the net amount that you will be paying at the end of 3 years, okay, or at the end of 6 half years. This is not the interest amount. All right, this is the net amount. You go through how we calculated, you know how we calculated in our earlier video. We calculated simple interest for each period and arrived at the new principal amount, right? So even in the last period, we would have found simple interest for that period. We would have added to the principal that we considered for that period. So when we apply this formula, P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole power T, what we get is the amount at the end of 3 years. Okay, this you have to subtract the original principal of 10,000 from this amount to arrive at the compound interest. Okay, so this is a small difference between simple interest calculation and compound interest calculation. So whenever you are asked to find compound interest for a particular period, you have to arrive at the compound interest amount by applying this formula P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole power T. So this will give you the compound interest amount. Now you subtract the original principal from this amount to arrive at compound interest amount. These two are different. Compound interest amount is the interest what the financial institution is taking from you in addition to the money that it is recovering, okay, from you, right? Whatever money it has given to you, 10,000, that it has to take back. But in addition, whatever it is collecting is called interest. Okay, so this is a revenue to the financial institution. So the compound interest is nothing but the compound interest amount that you get by applying the formula minus the original principal. Now let us assume that the principal is 10,000. Okay, rate of interest is 8% per annum. Your period of loan is 3 years again. All right, but now you have been asked to compound quarterly. You have been asked to compound quarterly. Then what will you do? You will have to, now how many quarters are there in a year? There are 4 quarters in a year. Okay, so first convert the rate of interest to quarterly. So you have 8% per annum. So you have 4 quarters in a year. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. So it is 2% per quarter. 2% quarterly. That is rate of interest. Now the time period that is given is 3 years. So in 1 year you have 4 quarters. Right? So what is T? T equal to the conversion period. T is equal to 3 into 4, which is equal to 12. So there are 12 conversion periods, 12 quarters that need to be considered, right, for compound interest amount calculation. Now what is the compound interest amount? It is P, 10,000 into 1 plus R by 100. So R is 2, 2 by 100, the whole power T, right? So the whole power 12. So the compound interest amount is 10,000 into 1 plus, right? R is 2 here because we converted into quarterly. 2 by 100, the whole power 12. The conversion period is 12 because the period of loan is 3 years. And we said we have been asked to calculate, quarterly, right? We have been asked to compound it quarterly. So in a year there are 4 quarters. So in 3 years we have 12 quarters. So that is why we have taken the conversion period T equal to 12 in our example, right? So 10,000 into 1 plus 2 by 100, the whole power 12 will give you the compound interest amount, right? Now you subtract the principal 10,000 from whatever amount that you are getting to arrive at the compound interest. All right, clear? So we have seen 2 different types. We have seen when it is compounded half yearly. We have seen when it is compounded quarterly, right? So if they ask for anything, right, they have given a period as 3 years. They have given an annual interest and they are saying compounding monthly, then you know that there are 12 months in a year, right? So you have to convert rate into the conversion period that is mentioned. If it is compounded monthly, then you convert it per month. Period also you convert it to month and then apply the formula to arrive at the amount, right? And then you subtract the principal, you get the compound interest. Okay, all right. Now there is one more variance that usually comes up. You know, your principal is 10,000, rate of interest is 8% per annum, time period is 2.5 years, and you are asked to compound annually. Now, how will you do it? Your conversion period is annual. Okay. So what you have to do is first calculate the amount for 2 years by applying the formula. So the amount, right? The amount amount at the end of the first 2 years equal to P 10,000 into 1 plus, it is again annual interest rate 8%, 8 by 100, the whole power 2. So when you simplify it, you will get an amount. Now calculate simple interest for the next half year. Okay, so the rate of interest per annum is 8%. So for half year, what is that you will consider? 4%. So for a half year, with this amount, whatever amount you have got, you calculate 4% on that amount. So that gives you simple interest for the final half year. Add that simple interest with our new principal, right? The new principal that you got by applying the formula P into 1 plus R by 100, the whole power 2. You applied the formula and got your amount, right? That is the amount which is considered as principal for the final half year calculation, right? So you calculate simple interest for that half year, which is very simple. You divide the rate, which is an annual rate, into half year rate, 8% per annum, it becomes 4%. So you have P into 4 by 100. Okay, P into 4 by 100. P is 10,000, whatever the amount that we have got, right? You find the interest amount, add it to our principal, which is P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole power T. Then you get the amount at the end of 2.5 years. Now subtract the original principal of 10,000 from this amount to arrive at the compound interest. Okay, so these are all different ways of calculating compound interest. So I strongly again suggest, please go through these videos carefully. Please internalize whatever is told to you. Please work with me in a piece of paper as and when I give you examples so that you better understand. Shoot out an email in case if you have any doubt, so that you can get all your doubts cleared. And I am guaranteeing you, the moment you go through the exercises, you will be very comfortable with compound interest calculation. Okay, very good. So there are also certain scenarios where compound interest is used, right? It can be applied to identify increase or decrease in population. So if there is a question where they say that the population is increasing at 5% per year, okay, it is a case where you have to apply the compound interest formula. So they might ask what could be the population at the end of 3 years. Okay, so it is very simple. You have to population, initial population is P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole power T. T here is 3 years. R is whatever the percentage increase. Okay, so P into 1 plus 5 by 100 the whole power 3, assuming R is 5. All right, so this is one area. So whenever we talk about increase or decrease in population, we will have to apply compound interest. All right, the growth of the bacteria at the rate when the rate of growth is known, when the bacterial growth rate is provided, right? Bacteria in a particular colony is increasing at a certain rate. So after a certain period, what would be the population of the bacteria? Again, a typical case of compound interest application. The value of an item if its price increases or decreases in the intermediate years. So there are within a certain time period, the value of an item increases or decreases. Then again we will apply the compound interest. So it is worth noting that many times I said even in decrease in population you can apply compound interest. So what would be the formula? Right? Just recollect how we calculated compound interest. Right? So if it is a decrease percentage, we will have to minus it. We will have to decrease it from the initial starting principal, isn't it? So if P is the principal, at the end of the first year, what we would have got? P minus, right, the whatever the amount, simple interest that we have calculated, P into R divided by 100, right? So you take P out as common, it becomes P into 1 minus R by 100. So for the second year, it becomes P into 1 minus R by 100 the whole square. And for the third year, it becomes P into 1 minus R by 100 the whole cube. So this is the only difference. So when we are talking about an increase percentage, the compound interest formula is P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole power T. And if we are talking about decrease percentage, but again compounding annually or half yearly, then we are talking about P into 1 minus R by 100 the whole power T. Okay, so please go through it. I'm sure that you find these videos useful. So we have come to the end of this chapter, comparing quantities. Right, in my next video I will discuss on the exercises. I will take you through the exercises, give you a few tips as we have been doing for all the lessons. But we just cannot solve the exercises in the videos. So in case if you want keys to the exercises, detailed key to the exercises, please write an email to us. If you want any personal appointment wherein you want to clarify certain doubts, or you want me to walk you through a particular lesson, right, in detail, right, you want a personal appointment with me, then you can request it through email. Right, you can write your mails to askmentorguru@gmail.com. The detailed key to the exercises, the model test papers, personal appointments are charged. These videos that we are uploading are absolutely free. Any doubts that you might ask us, right, by writing an email to askmentorguru@gmail.com is also absolutely free. All right, but whenever we need to dedicate our time, right, towards one student or a group of students, that is chargeable on a per student basis. Okay, great. So I hope that you find the sessions useful, and I wish you good luck in your common interest venture, right? You will come out in flying colors. That much I can be very sure of. I am very sure that you guys are going to score good marks. Okay, great. So we will meet in our next video. Until then, bye bye.